You are listening to a Reverie original podcast. Please download the Reverie app to get the best in queer film, TV series, music, and podcasts. Stream out loud. Hello everyone, welcome to Podcast of Color, where four trash bags come together to make sense of this world. And we're all here tonight. My name is John, and I am Miss Philippines' hair flip in the runway.
My name is Rakeem, and I am the runway because everyone walks all over me.
Oh, no, I don't want to walk on you. I take it back.
Oh, okay. Hi, who are y'all?
Oh, I'm Baze, and my butt is getting bigger.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, bigger butts in 2019, and we're here for it.
You know, listen,
wait, how are you?
listen.
Wait, Baze, how?
What?
Girl,
okay, let me tell you. I've been doing them deadlifts, so that's what gets that pushes in. I don't
No.
think
I don't mean. Wait.
He just means how because your butt's already knocking over tables.
I meant physically. How is this?
Bigger is better, as I always say.
A size queen.
Okay.
A size queen, honey. A size queen. Bigger is better, honey. Rini?
Hi.
Bum, 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 bum.
I'm here. I'm Renee. I'm here this week.
Oh.
Podcast Poppy.
I'm not a size queen. I'm
oh my god, Podcast Poppy.
You're a what?
Inch Empress.
I thought you said an inch appreciator.
No. That too.
What's it?
An inch empress.
That too.
Every inch counts.
Oh.
But oh god. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Hi. We're here. We're people. So what is the question of color?
The question of the color is, what's the most interesting? No, never mind. Ooh. What ridiculous thing? What ridiculous thing has someone tricked you into doing or believing?
Can I go first?
They love me.
Ooh. What's with you dark ass bitches tonight?
I know.
What's going on? The light is coming to take back everything the darkness stole. Okay, we're not doing none of this.
You're right. Like I told you, I already have my breakdown and lows today. So I don't need to do it on
girl.
air.
Yes. So have a break up. Okay, break it up.
No. That's, like when you're going through depression and your friend just says, feel better.
Feel better. I tell all my hoes, break it up.
Oh.
No? Okay.
Ooh. I'm going to go first because I have a story to tell and I'm pissed about this and I hope my cousin hears it.
Okay.
So my cousin, when I was around, I want to say 6 or 5 years old, she was flat ironing her hair when she was maybe 7 or 8. And she plugged that bitch in and she said, look, Rakeem, it's cool because you can plug it in and it's not hot. Just touch it right here. And I said, oh, okay, shit, that's dope. I said, is this magic or some shit? Okay, let's work. So I go and I touched it. And I immediately got the shit burned out of me. And this bitch thinks it was the funniest fucking thing. That's how I knew she was a goddamn sociopath. Because this bitch thought it was the funniest fucking thing. And that's why her daughter hates me. But anyway, so I just want to say a big fuck you to my cousin. Because curling irons are in fact hot. And I was in fact burned. And if I knew better, I would have pressed charges. But it's okay.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I wouldn't have press charges. I love you. But don't pull that shit again.
Oh.
This is your final warning.
I'll go next. It's a really short story. I was at Knott's Berry Farm and I was told about this fun little ride. It was like a really small ride. Yes, you had to go up some stairs, but it was just in a room and you weren't going to see nothing crazy. This ride is called Ghost Rider. It's a children's ride, I was told.
That is
who
not
told you Ghost Rider was a children's ride?
My black ass got on this roller coaster, bitch. And when I tell you, I like the picture. You know, they take a picture of you on Ghost Rider. The picture is of me like trying to barrel myself inside of the car. Like I'm like leaning down, trying to get underneath so that I could somehow escape like this drop that I had to keep experiencing. So that instilled a long-lasting fear of roller coasters. I to this day cannot like. Let me tell you. I think 2 summers ago, me and Mark were at Disney World, Universal Studios, one of them. And we were at Harry Potter World, and I was on the Hippogriff ride. Now, the Hippogriff ride is not very fast. It's not a lot of steep drops. But, bitch, I was screaming, and the children were laughing at me. And you know what? I was okay with that.
Oh, poor Baze.
Wait, so like what what roller coasters have you been on?
Ghost Rider.
That's it.
That was the first and last. I was like a smooth like 8, 9 years old, and I never got on another roller coaster after that by choice, unless it was like a kid's roller coaster.
Damn.
You mean besides Mark? Ayo.
Oh,
Hey,
the ride of my life.
Hey.
The ride of my life. No, you know what? Actually, that's a lie. Mark has like a thing about Mark has like a huge thing about theme parks, and I forgot. I think we were in Wisconsin, and we went to like this weird theme park that he like was really excited to go to, and the roller coaster was really slow. So I was able to like, it went really high, but like when it was coming down, it didn't come down as fast. So it would come down like slow, and I was able to deal with that. It terrified the shit out of me still, but I screamed a lot less.
Okay. You survived. You survived.
I did, because I'm a survivor.
Do you have a photo, that picture of you at Ghost Rider that you could send it?
Actually, I would have, my mom probably does. Yeah, I have to make a trip back to LA and find it.
Oh, okay. Well, next time you're here.
Mm-hmm.
No, she can mail it. I'm kidding.
If she can find it.
Oh, man. Okay. Renee?
Mine would be... Someone told me that it would feel good to masturbate with vapor rub.
What?
Oh, no.
That just...
Oh, is that
That
bad?
just didn't
I don't
end
know.
well.
I've never tried that.
That just... No, it was really
With
bad. It
Vicks?
ended,
Oh, it
and
burns,
it ended
huh?
me, like, running around.
With Vicks
And
vapor
it's not even,
rub?
like, just, like, a burn, like, a steady burn. It's, like a cooling, and then burning, and then cooling, and then burning. I was, like, running around the house for, like, a good 5 minutes screaming.
Someone told you
I'm glad it
to
was
jack
empty.
off
She got that icy hot.
Well, I mean,
How-
I bet your
how old
lungs
were you?
felt good.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
What
I
was
mean,
it?
unless some people are into like pain, some people are
Oh,
masochists
yeah.
and into that shit. But like, I personally, I wouldn't. I don't even like that
Was your-
heating lube or like warming lube or whatever. I don't like that shit.
I was gonna ask, was your like
It's not for me.
penis hole like refreshed and like unclogged afterwards?
You plead the fifth?
Okay.
I think his connection is cutting out. But I'll go next if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chile.
So I was tricked into thinking that there were only 2 genders.
Ooh. Ooh.
So and
Hakuna Matata, bitch.
it feels good to learn and to be educated, and I feel so much better that is not true.
Well,
Okay. Well, on that note,
We'll see everyone in the Minutes of Color.
hello and welcome back to Podcast of Color. We're back with so many topics. We've got just so many things to talk about, and I really don't know where we shall begin. The drama that just unfolded over the Twitter this past week has just been unending. But I guess we can begin with the Drake-Kanye beef.
Oh.
Did you see anything about that? Did you guys see anything about the Drake Kanye beef?
Okay, I saw something about like Kanye or like Kanye saying Drake texted me or something like that. But honestly, Kanye's blocked and muted and has been blocked and muted, so I really don't know that much about this. So I read about it today because, you know, again, I feel the same way as you do, so I was not keeping it up with what he was doing. Basically, he went on a Twitter rant about Drake like threatening his family and
Nothing. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah, he said that Drake threatened his family. He said that people that Drake lives too close, like to be like talking all the shit that he's talking about. Because I guess I didn't know that Drake lived in Calabasas, but I guess he does as well. He talked about him taking shots at him on Travis Scott's Sicko Mode, where he says a line about like we like checks, we don't like, was it? Okay, I don't know the line. It doesn't matter. The point is, he felt like Drake was taking shots at him on Travis's song, and he also felt a way about it because Travis and him, you know, their baby mothers are sisters. But he then came for Ariana because she said, so there was like this, basically Kanye was going back and forth with himself. And then he was like, oh, Drake called, a mission accomplished. And then he was like, well, I'm still not going to sign off on this song that apparently started this whole thing because I guess he got a text message saying that, asking if, he could clear something that, one of Drake's earlier songs that I guess he's in charge of for some reason. And he said that he's still not going to do it. Ariana said, guys, I know there are grown men arguing online right now, but Miley and I are dropping our beautiful new songs tonight. So if y'all could please just behave for just like a few hours so the girls can shine, that would be sick of you. Thank you. And he responded, I know Ariana said this to be cool and didn't mean no harm, but I don't like even the slightest level of commentary from someone I know loves and respects me. People will no longer take mental health for a joke. He continued, and just started again coming after Drake again. It just was interesting to me that like he's trying to now like paint himself as like I don't know like the authority on like mental health. Not the authority, that's not what I'm trying to say, but like how he's trying to turn this into like Ariana's being like anti like I don't know. He did. She like I don't. You know? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. It just seems like
it's just weird.
Yeah.
I just feel like they have way too much money for this. Like, how are you this bored? Like, you can literally buy a yacht. You can buy an island. You can fly to wherever you want. You can buy a fucking unicorn. You can turn your house into a basketball court. You can turn your house into a photo studio. You can have photo shoots. You can have orgies and fuck as many bitches and niggas as you want. You can do what, like, and this is, like, what? Oh, what? I just, can we have the money that they have, please? Because I know how to mind my business and be rich. Like, I swear y'all won't hear from me. I promise. Like, what? Like, when that whole sample thing, like, Kanye is a grown-ass man. Like, grown. And this is, this is high school stuff. Like, I just, ugh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ariana did apologize. She ended up deleting the apology, but she took responsibility and said that maybe she was being insensitive, which, personally, I didn't think she was. I mean, he's trying to come for her for not caring about mental health. He's trying to come for Drake for not caring about mental health. Like,
how do you try to come for Ariana Grande for not caring about mental health when she literally just did that concert at Manchester for free? The girl literally, she's at the worst year possible, and you're gonna sit there and talk about she doesn't know about mental health. It's like a dig
because he's focused on himself, which is his brand and
men.
Yeah, I don't know why I like really was like I put this on the list like I really was gonna care about this, and I don't. I was just like, as I was reading it, I was like, wow, this is really like really stupid. But Pete Davidson, who's spoken out about his about Ariana's fans coming for him, he tweeted something very concerning he didn't tweet it, he posted it on his Instagram. And he basically said that he didn't want to live on this earth. He said, "I really don't want to be on this earth anymore. I'm doing my best to stay here for you, but I actually don't know how much longer I can last. All I've ever tried to do was help people. Just remember, I told you so." This created a mixed reaction. Some people were like, a lot of people were very concerned for him. A lot of celebrities, there was an outpouring of support and love. A lot of people felt like it was manipulative and an abuse tactic. And so they, the "I told you so" part for some people felt like it was like him like throwing it in Ariana's face or putting the responsibility of his life on someone else. So he was attacked for that by Ariana's fans. I don't know. What did you guys think of this situation?
I kind of heard about this in passing because this week has just been kind of like bonkers. But like, I heard that police were sent to his house actually, and that and I think they actually took down his Instagram account too. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like.
Yeah, they did a wellness check, but I think he deleted his Instagram.
It just seems like, I don't know. I kind of feel a little bit for celebrities when it comes to certain things, because it's like, I can't imagine dealing with, like, okay, so we deal with mental health issues like as it is right now, right? And we're like nobody. And it's like, now imagine like trying to deal with that now, being like a celebrity and like being in the public eye, and then dealing with like stans on Twitter that literally are telling you to like kill yourself because like they like, sweetener too much. And it's just like, and then you have to like sit there and deal with that. And then, not to defend this person whatsoever, but I read something this week about how like somebody like went to like James Charles's house to like ask him to sign something. And that like, okay, I don't like James Charles, but like that's terrifying. And so it's just kind of like knowing that, and then having all these people tell you like you break up with you and your fiance break up, and then people like are telling you that like you're the cause of it, and you see that every single day when you log onto the internet for like however long since it's happened, and anything bad that happens to her, it's your fault. That's crazy. So it's like I wouldn't even know how I would deal with that. So it's like when I hear stuff like that, it's just like I really hope he's getting the help that he needs. Like that's terrifying. And like
oh, go ahead.
Sorry, the last thing I want to say is like people on the internet really need to be careful when they're saying stuff to people like that, because like these people are people, and just because they have a blue check mark doesn't mean that they don't feel that stuff. I understand that like they have way more money than you, and girl, you wish you had it, but like you can't tell people to do that kind of stuff. That's not okay. And you could be put in jail if you tell someone to kill themselves and they do it.
Oh, word?
Yeah, you could be. You could be convicted for that.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did. There was some teenage girl not too many years ago who like was being. I don't know what the outcome of that was, but some white girl had like convinced her boyfriend to kill himself. She was on trial for it.
Whoa!
Yeah,
because she had texted him to go kill himself.
Something to that effect. I don't remember all the details. Do you remember that, Ricky?
I don't remember the details of it, but it was something just like it was something like about he was in a place where he was like really suicidal, and she said, and like she was just texting him all of these things like, oh, like you're worthless, like blah blah blah, go ahead and do it, like it's stuff like that. And I think he went ahead and did it, and it's like stuff like that. So like you can be convicted for that actually.
The reason I actually learned about that was illegal was because I was Law and Order SVU, where a mom who was like sleeping with her daughter's crush was texting another girl to go kill herself, and they ended up arresting the mom for it.
Oh my god!
Wow, interesting. Yeah, and the girl was also was an A student, but like was like drunk all the time and was alcoholic. It was a really interesting episode. Anyway,
SVU is that girl, so
yeah, or it was that girl. Not anymore. You watch any more the recent episodes?
No, but like, did you watch any of the other CSI? Oh, not CSI's. Father God, Law and Order.
Law and Orders. No, I've never even tried to watch it. You know what? I tried to watch the original Law and Order, and it just didn't take.
Boring. Criminal Intent. Like, no one cares.
Yeah, nobody has the range that SVU has.
Yep. Thank you. Next.
But yeah, so apparently Ariana rushed to the SNL studios. She left a note, which is now public for some reason, and she said, "Downstairs, and I'm not going anywhere. If you need anyone or anything, I know you have everyone you need, and that's not me, but I'm here too." And you know, there's reports that obviously this is very like triggering for her because you know Mac Miller, her last ex, died, and so she's probably in the mindset of trying to do whatever she can to like
Jesus God,
not let that happen again, even though it's not really on her to do that.
Lord protect that girl. My God, Ariana's going to do some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was also like, because you know, honestly, I guess it would depend on the relationship that you had with your ex. Because I was like, when I was reading, I was like, wow, she really like tried to rush to his side. He refused to see her. He wouldn't. He told security not to let her in. But yeah, it's really interesting.
If any of my exes did that, I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
Did you guys,
John?
Did you see her little blurb that she wrote? Oh, well, did you guys like Imagine, her new single?
I did.
Yeah, it's good. And then
I was trying to do the note.
Oh, her whistle tones? She did that. But she wrote a little blurb about the single saying it's like anyone who's experienced grief can relate to this. And I'm just like, damn. You know, like, she's been going through a lot, and she's making music for herself, and, like, she's still thinking about other people going through the same situation. I think that's pretty admirable, you know? Like, I think if I was going through something traumatic, I wouldn't have time to think about anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
honestly,
good for her.
So, that leads me to
I know her parents must be proud.
Yeah, well, her mom didn't she call her dad out and thank you next?
Oh, right.
Yeah, she did. She said thank you to my dad because she learned from the drama. I was like, okay.
Damn.
Did you hear that Christmas song that she has with Frankie? I was like, ugh.
No.
You just said Frankie was on it, so my ears won't be hearing that.
I heard it by accident on YouTube, and I was like, because you know what it was? It said Frankie featuring Ariana Grande, and I was just like, there's no way in hell that this is real. So I like clicked on it out of like pure, I was like, this is not real, there's no way. And it's him like literally like screeching out a note, and then she shows up about 2/3 into the song, and I was like, wow, she really is like, she's the generous queen. Like, honestly. But yeah, so speaking of Nicki Minaj,
Did we?
Nicki Minaj.
Did we bring her up?
Nicki Minaj. Well, we said the generous. Listen, go with it, okay? Jesus Christ, I'm trying to segue here.
Oh, good segue. I like it.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj joined in on this whole debacle. And she tweeted, "We can be so insensitive. God bless Kanye and Pete. Being flippant about mental illness speaks more about you than them. Stop saying the word love and live it. Love is an action. Y'all did the same thing to Mac Miller until he died. The hashtag fake bandwagon hate. God, and go and give this man some love, my God." Yeah. So she got dragged for this because
understandably,
people felt that she was, well, one, people are like, sis, like, you're literally like dating
right, girl,
murderer / rapist.
You throwing
like
stones
everything you say
houses,
after that. Like anything you say after that is just null and void.
You gonna throw the rock and hide your hand? Okay.
She also was dragged because people felt that her bringing up Mac Miller was a shot at Ariana. And was like a way of like sort of guilting her because, and also people have pointed out, I don't really know if this means anything, but people have pointed out that she hasn't publicly congratulated Ariana for getting a #1. And some people theorize that she's
well, we
jealous
know
of
why
it.
that hasn't happened. So
yeah, but I'm also just like, they, as far as we know, are friends, and it's entirely possible that she just texted her or like said, "Hey, congratulations" to her in person. Though, yeah, it is a little suspect that you wouldn't. When
you
tweet
don't
about
have
it.
that #1, I don't think you would publicly say someone else congrats on your first #1 when you don't have your first #1.
Yeah.
So, And that's no shade.
I don't know.
It's
How did you guys take these tweets?
Did you say me or Jean? John.
Both of y'all. Either one of y'all.
Oh.
I don't know why I said Jean.
Jean.
I thought it was trash. Nikki has just been annoying me as of late, to be honest with you. So I feel disappointed, to be honest. I just look at Roman, Nicholas, and whoever they're all like. I just look at all of them, and I just feel like
somebody pointed out that Roman is based off of Roman Polanski, and now I'm just like, wow. I never, it's crazy that I never even.
My
God. I'm like, she's been telling us for a minute. She's been trying to warn us about herself.
A red
How did we never notice that?
And I you know what it was, because I didn't really like Nikki until Pink Print. I didn't really listen to her like that until Pink Print. So
that's wild.
I really was not paying attention to her, but she was literally out here calling herself Roman Zelensky.
Sis. Oh, yikes. Okay, well...
What is that called in English in writing? It's called foreshadowing. When you like... when you're like...
John, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, I learned something.
What is that called? Foreshadowing?
Bro, Good job. John went on the Magic School Bus with Miss Frizzle.
Girl, that's a booty hole. Oh, man.
Stupid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Oops. I just feel like Nikki's, I don't know. I feel like she's losing it. I think because Queen didn't do what she wanted it to do. She didn't get the Grammy nominations, and I feel like she's
But did you feel that this was a shot at Ariana?
I kind of did.
Because I kind of took it that way as well. But then she then followed up with, it's all love with me and Ariana, that's my sister. Can't nothing come.
No,
I don't believe that. That sounds
shot.
No.
Yeah,
she gives me very much like that mean girl in high school, and I totally believe she's giving me Regina George, and I totally see her Katie Haring is coming up. Katie Haring is doing what needs to be done. She's giving the girls everything they asked for, and she's being rewarded for it. And maybe, Regina George is feeling a way about it.
You're a mean girl, Katie. You're a bitch.
I feel like I
Here,
feel
want
like
a
that's
prize.
what it is. I high-key feel that that's kind of what's going on. Obviously, I don't know for sure because I'm not privy to that information, but I think that she's kind of shown that she's not really here for anybody doing better than her. She's that friend that she's happy that you're doing well as long as she's doing well, but if you do any better than her, she doesn't like it.
I could see that.
Yeah.
She gives me Taylor Swift vibes. I don't know why, but something in the water ain't clean. I don't know what it is, but something with her ain't right now.
Even Taylor Swift isn't out here with a broke five kids, sex offender, convicted of manslaughter on her arm.
Well, yeah, hers was just Nazis, but that's okay too.
No, true. True. You right. Bitch, you are correct.
Allegedly. Let me say that because she loves to see you in court, bitch.
She's very litigious, honey. She will be all over this podcast.
The moment I click,
we're shutting that down.
Go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say the moment I click publish on Lips, and I'm gonna get a fucking cease and desist letter, bitch. I will take your podcast. I will take your little POC podcast and your little previews, and I'll take your little Instagram, bitch, and everything you love. Say that shit again. I can see it.
So speaking of her man, his name is Kenneth Petty. Kenneth Zoo Petty. He's a registered sex offender, as I said before. He's written up on 18. He's been written up 18 times for disciplinary infractions while he was serving time for a manslaughter conviction in 2006. He was in jail from 2006 to 2013. He had 2 violent incidences in 2010, and in 2009, he was hit with 9 separate violations and had to do 4 months in solitary confinement.
Oh, okay.
He was convicted of rape of a 16-year-old in 19.
Oh no! Okay.
Oh, 4 years for that. He was 16 at the time, but that doesn't make it better.
Okay.
Well, that's what her argument is. Is like, oh, well, he was 16 too, and a lot of people are like, well,
she's defending
they were trying to make
that?
it like, oh yeah,
we're talking about Nicki Minaj. What are you talking about?
She's like all pedophiles and rapists are getting flued out. The top 20, the top 20 pedophiles and rapists are getting flued out.
No.
You know, I was just talking
Absolutely not.
I was just talking about my.
What'd you say, John?
I was just talking about deal breakers the other day. Like what my cousin / roommate was asking me. We were talking about what our deal breakers are as far as dating goes, and like I've like talked to this guy who had like, you know, like the things that I add to my deal breaking list I don't really add until I've experienced it, and I've recently had to add someone with a criminal past has a red flag for me. And like I had to experience that firsthand, and like if this like long track record of a criminal past is like, isn't that a red flag for you? Isn't that like a don't date? You could literally date someone, and not that some specific crimes obviously are not a problem, like maybe like having weed on you or whatever, like petty crimes are not a thing, but like raping somebody, that's not okay.
That's imagine talking to someone and you're saying, girl, and they say like, what's your biggest deal breaker? And someone's like, as a joke because it's crazy, they're like, oh, like pedophilia. And then Nikki's like, well, actually,
well, what if they were 16?
Okay, but let's define it. Like, what does that mean, really?
Like, oh, what?
Well, how old were they at the time?
It's like well,
no,
not for me. That's okay for me.
Really, it's like, you're not a pedophile, you're the child too. Like, girl, like, oh.
I mean, and you know what? She even like got dragged. Remember when she came out with looking ass niggas?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love.
And then there's a line, I'm raping these niggas.
I was just listening to that song the other day.
This girl has been telling us.
Damn. When someone shows you who they are.
Foreshadowing.
She really like, I mean, and then she was supposed to be trying to sue some guy, some white journalist, for saying that she's been supporting sex offenders, and it's like I don't like, I can't definitively say that she supported her brother, because like from what I understand, her mom put up her house to support the brother. But you was doing Fifi licking suckers with 6ix9ine,
well,
and like doing all this childish ass shit. Why? Ooh,
take
say
your
that
time.
Fast, really quick. This childish ass shit with a man who was charged with having sex with a 13-year-old. So, like, you do have a history of supporting pedophiles.
That's literally that's a fact. So
that's a hard fact. Like, sis. You can't argue with that.
Whew, I mean, but make it make sense, you know.
Yeah, she on her Donald Trump right now. I'm just like, sis.
Didn't I tell you?
Isn't it crazy how you said that before, and I was like, I wasn't ready to call her that, but I'm like, she getting dangerously
in love. I mean, whoa,
no,
dangerously in Trump.
No.
I'm just
Beyonce,
honestly every day. I'm just
Beyonce.
mad that Beyonce allowed her to be so close to her.
Beyonce backed the fuck up. Do you remember that picture in 2011?
I was just gonna reference that
like when she was wearing that like
it was like
that,
cotton
like,
balls and a mask, and like
it looked like a fucking like Care Bear orgy. And and Beyonce was pregnant with Blue, and she said, "Girl, I want that energy for my baby, for my child." So she put her arm around and hovered it over Nicki. It didn't touch her. She knew.
Yes,
Beyonce be knowing.
She knew, man. Ugh. Okay, so
man,
I think we're done talking about Nicki. Any other
dressed like a hood ninja? It was a mess.
Nicki Minaj. Have you seen that video?
No.
Clearly
There's
not.
this Brooklyn lady. There's this lady from Brooklyn. She lives in New York. She hates Nicki Minaj, and she has her videos go viral. And there's this one video that went super viral, and she's like talking about ISIS. She's like, them ISIS niggas can't come to Brooklyn. You guys understand that? And she has like her hair in a doobie.
No.
Oh my god, this And there's a video where she's just like, Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj, Nicki Minaj. Okay. Y'all need to look up. I forgot her name. I don't remember her name, but she's like, I think she might be a rapper. I don't know for sure, but she hates Nicki Minaj. And she's from Brooklyn. So
Cardi B?
And she's ready to take down ISIS. So so we're gonna take this in a more serious direction. So a 7-year-old Guatemalan girl, Jacqueline Call, died in U.S. custody recently. I believe she was dehydrated.
Oh my
she
gosh.
vomited and then passed out and passed away.
Wait, where?
Huh?
Where was this?
It's just saying in U.S. custody.
Oh.
Because I know she tried to pass it. She tried to cross the border in New Mexico.
Oh,
maybe New Mexico?
okay.
No, sorry. No, she died in a Texas hospital. Sorry. So they got her father to sign some paperwork basically saying that that they were not responsible for what happened to her.
Oh my god.
But the issue is that he doesn't, not only does he not speak English, he doesn't speak Spanish is his second language. So he speaks a Mayan tongue. I don't know how to pronounce this. Q apostrophe E Q C H I apostrophe. Yeah, I wouldn't even guess how to pronounce that. But basically, it's illegal to have people sign paperwork that they can't read or understand.
Yeah, they should have translators.
So-
That's interesting because, I mean, at least at my job, we have translators present and like a Spanish. Oh, well, I guess if it's a specific ancient like dialect, then I don't know. But yeah, they shouldn't be able to sign.
And the
that.
other issue, the other issue is that they're claiming that she came to custody dehydrated, but her father is claiming that that's not the case. That he like kept her fed and kept and she had plenty of water when they were making their way over. So the question is, do we trust Border Patrol to tell us the truth about the child?
Of course not. No.
Probably not. Yeah. And it's just I saw this video and recently on Twitter. It was of people leave water jugs in the desert because obviously, you know, a lot of people have this issue where they die of dehydration on their way over. And there's just this video of Border Patrol agents going around and emptying the bottles.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then it also just reminds me of that trans woman that was that died in ICE custody. Roxana Hernandez. We talked about her a few days ago. Yeah, and how she had like been beaten up and they, you know, similarly nobody knew what happened and she just died. And it's just, I don't know. It's really wild that they're just killing people and just with no consequences as of yet. Fortunately, the father has representation right now, so they're working to hold whoever is responsible for this responsible. Yeah, and her father's name is Neri Gilberto Cuz. So I just want to mention his name and make sure that we put that out there. Yeah. Okay. So, do we want to talk about Kodak Black or Cardi B? Let's start Kodak Black. Oh. This one is like, we'll do Kodak Black. And then
I was like, Cardi B.
Kodak Black.
Sorry.
He's like, Ebro. So Kodak Black sat down to an interview with Ebro from.
It was so fun. I know he's problematic, but why?
Ebro is fine. Wait, why is he problematic?
Because he's a straight man. I'm sure he said something. I don't know why, but I'm sure he's problematic. I know he said some shit. I just remember he has, but my God, he's fine. Fuck.
Kodak Black is a rapper?
Not Kodak Black, Ebro. Oh, but yes.
Okay.
Yes.
No, he's the ballet.
You know what? See, this is what I mean. Like, everyone has these, like, really interesting names, so I have to Google to make sure that this is not a, like a, I don't know. Anyways, keep going.
You had a lot of defenders actually that were saying that that it was us and not you. So look, go off, sis.
Okay.
A lot of people want to fuck.
And isn't it funny how they're always coming for the two black hosts? In defense of the two lighter skinned hosts. Don't nobody ever be coming out to defend me or Rakeem. They always be coming out to defend John or Renee.
What's going on with that Kodak Black, who's an American rapper that I just verified through Google?
Yeah, you better protect your stance, sis.
Yep.
Well, first of all, I didn't know. First of all, this nigga is 21 years old. That shook me to my core.
Whoa.
He looks much older
He looks
than
in
that.
his 30s.
Drugs.
That is probably the case, yes.
Heavy
so
drugs.
he sat down with Ebro on New York's Hot 97, Ebro in the Morning, and he basically threw a temper tantrum because Ebro posed a question about the case. So Ebro said, looking at all your cases and everything you've been through, the recent one right now is very sensitive. With respect to everyone involved in that case, we can't get into details today, but we take sexual assault here serious. And we can't get into details, but we hope we can have you back so we can have a deeper conversation about that. Because this is a serious topic and we're hearing these stories a lot. So, a lot of people were very upset that Ebro even broached the subject, and actually were probably more upset about that than the fact that their favorite rapper maybe
Sexually assaulted someone. Yep.
Sexually assaulted somebody. He didn't even really ask him a question. He just kind of made a statement, a general statement. Not a general statement, but a statement. And it's kind of something that I felt like he could have, I felt like Kodak could have answered very easily. Not even answered. He could have just been oh, I can't really talk about that, but, I'm innocent and I'll talk about that in the future.
Yeah, it's also fair. If you don't want to talk about sexual assault, then, don't sexually assault people. That's...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you felt like you were innocent, right? But his response was... Jesus.
What I find funny about this is niggas know consent when you get asked a question you don't like, but they don't know consent when you're talking about the actual sexual assault itself. So if someone says no, you're still going to do it, but then Ebro asks you a question you don't like and you say you don't want to do it and you don't want to keep talking about it and you feel uncomfortable, that's called consent. Funny how you know it now.
But so he responded, I feel like sometimes when niggas be going through shit, y'all be entertained by bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? So, and he was he told him that he wanted him to change the subject or he was going to walk out. But what was funny about that to me when I watched it was that the other host, whatever his name is, tried to change the subject. So Kodak said this after the other guy had moved on.
And Ebro said, I saw that he said, no, you're not going to tell me what to do on my show. Bye. And he got up and left.
He said, and I quote, we don't have to talk about nothing else. We can be done right here. And then Kodak left. A lot of people were coming out and saying shit about Ebro being the feds, being the cops, this, that, and the third. And it was funny because some of these same people didn't have any issues with men reporting sex workers to the FBI and CIA a few weeks ago. Do you remember that? When they were reporting them for tax fraud or something, or tax evasion?
It was that trash ass gamer dude or whatever from Twitter, and then he got exposed as
wasn't he a pedophile?
Or something like that. I don't know. He probably...
Or he liked underage girl. He had videos of underage girls.
Oh, no. Ask Nicki Minaj. She'll know. I don't
know. She's probably on her team already.
Guys, no.
He probably already got flued out. Yeah. It's funny because some of the same people that thought it was funny when those women were being exposed to the actual feds were calling Ebro a fed online. So I just thought that was really funny. So it's just it's interesting how the goalposts get kind of moved around for and who gets to get away with what. And the fact that this man, that was such an easy, that was not even, it's not like he was being grilled. This wasn't I don't know who's a journalist who's known for grilling people, but this wasn't a grueling interview. This was one statement. He could have taken it however he wanted to take it. He could have really literally taken it in any direction. He could have just even said no comment and they probably would have moved on.
I just felt like the obvious answer to say there is, oh, I'm falsely accused, I'm innocent, and, the truth will come out. Like, that's literally all you gotta say.
Yeah. Well, people are still tying it back to, the prison system and black men and oppression and blah, 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 blah.
Y'all gotta stop that. I know that it's really hard because we're programmed to really, like, bend over backwards for straight black men, cis black men that treat us like absolute shit. But we can't do that anymore. And especially black women have to do that shit all the time. Or rather are expected to do that shit all the time. And it's like, y'all ain't gotta put up with that shit. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care if it's your brother, your cousin, your sister, your mama, your grandma. Like, if people are doing trash things, y'all don't gotta sit there and, like, defend them or, like, do all that shit. Fuck that. That's whack. Yeah. Like, if they care so much about those relationships, they want to be doing those fucked up things that could put them in jail for years. They clearly don't give a fuck about y'all and about the relationships that y'all trying to put in so much effort for. The least you could do is not be a pedophile and stay out of jail or like sexually assault someone. Like, the least you can do, right? And, like, you can't even do that. No, bye. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's really easy to not be it's super easy to not be a pedophile. Like, it's actually, like, the easiest thing to not do.
It's so easy to just, like, ask somebody whether they want to be touched. But, like, even this wasn't even a situation, like, this was, like, forcible assault, from what I'm reading here. So, this is not, like, any type of, like, not that any situation is, like, what's the word I'm looking for? It doesn't matter because it probably shouldn't even be said. The point I'm making is that this was very easy and very avoidable, and especially in this particular situation in this interview, he definitely could have taken us in any direction. He needs better media training, but maybe he won't need it because he's going to trial in April, so hopefully he'll be locked up. I actually never hear anything, and this was something that was interesting to me. Is I kind of feel like I wonder how much sexual assault bolsters the career of a rapper, because I feel like the only time I really honestly, I did not feel like I heard much about Kodak Black before this charge as much as I hear about him now. Same with X Tinta, whatever. I didn't really hear anything about that nigga when he was alive, or even before he was, like, doing all this shit. But it was like people, like, love to defend this shit so much that I, like, low-key feel like people, like, stand for this, like, as sort of a fuck you.
No, it's because I feel like they have the same thing. And that's why, because they done something similar, or they don't feel like it's bad because their friend did something similar, or someone did something similar. And it's not too bad when your friend does it, so you're going to go online and excuse, it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like,
because I don't feel... Go ahead.
Because, like, the main reason is people don't think sexual assault is sexual assault. Like, people don't think that grabbing someone's ass without their consent is not, like, they don't think that that's sexual assault. People don't think that grabbing someone's dick without asking is sexual assault. People think sexual assault is literally you having to, like, penetrate with someone without them asking. And it's so much more than that. And it's just like, and people are, like, willfully ignorant about it. And I don't want to say it's about education, because part of it is just people need to, like, you don't need to fucking go to school to be educated to know not to fucking touch someone. But part of it is we don't define sexual assault in the way that it should be. And the second part is niggas are trash.
Yeah. I just been noticing lately that it seems like I'm hearing more about artists when they've done something, like when they've abused a woman or they've assaulted someone. Like, I feel like I'm hearing even more about them, and I feel like I'm seeing people standing for them harder, almost like as like a as a, I don't know, like a in your face type of situation.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Anyway, yes, Offset.
Oh, speaking of assault.
Oh my God.
Offset has been stalking Cardi B. Let me just say, beyond, like, the fact that he showed up to her show unasked,
nigga,
and like showed and like had our team in on it.
No.
Beyond all that, you know what really, like, cracked me up was he was like, "Forgive me, bro."
Bruh.
Like he was talking to his
Like he
nigga.
talking to
Like he was
her,
talking to
bruh.
Quavo or fucking Takeoff.
He really
Like, I was just
he's
like-
fucking talking to Liftoff. Bitch, I can't.
I was like, "What,
We say forgive me, bruh, or I'm sorry, bruh.
bruh? I'm sorry, whatever, bruh." He
This
called her
nigga
bruh.
is a full 27 years old. Like,
That
This
is
is an
so
adult.
sad. I felt so bad for
Like-
Cardi B. She's
Yeah.
like performing,
Yeah.
having a set, and then
She needs to sue Rolling Loud, the Rolling Loud Festival.
right.
if I were her, I'd be shook because I'd realize my entire team doesn't give a fuck
Well,
about my
I mean,
well-being.
did you? The video was so
Basically.
cringeworthy because like watching her face she was shook. She was like, "What the hell is happening?" And like,
But all,
Well, you could see her team like leading him out.
That's-
Like they were in on it completely.
imagine, oh my god, like imagine what she's feeling right now. You're at this, so she's the first female headliner of this thing. This is a big accomplishment for her.
right?
Okay. Also, this nigga showed up to her job. This is literally the equivalent of you being like the first black, I don't know, manager of your position, and this is like your ceremony or some shit. I don't
Mhm.
fucking know. You like the first black regional manager or something. And this nigga pops up to your job with a fucking cake and shit, knowing that he probably cheated and got some other bitch pregnant. And then the people that are giving you your promotion are the ones that invited that nigga there.
He probably fucked a bitch that morning.
Are you kidding?
Like-
He probably fucked some bitch, realizing look, I want to go see her today. Like, her, okay,
What did he
her
say?
literal,
He was like, I wasn't fucking her. I was just entertaining the idea."
Oh, I didn't even see all
I
that.
was like,
That's-
"What is that trash?"
wow. So essentially, like, what that means is everyone that's on her team and her management knows that she got cheated on, knows this nigga's trash, knows he's crazy, decided
knows that
to-
she set a boundary and ended that relationship.
Mhm.
because of her child, and then to know that your whole team went behind your back to have this man interrupt this grand moment for you, everyone would have been fired because no one gave a fuck, because no one would have gave a fuck about your well-being. Everyone would have had to go. Like,
I saw
that's
this.
crazy.
Did you guys see? I forgot who posted it, but someone on Twitter was like, "Imagine like Jay-Z trying to pull that shit to Beyonce, like saying like I'm sorry in the middle of her set, like." The Beehive wouldn't even let him go that
Bitch.
far. Like,
They would have
Shit.
jumped the fuck out of him. All her dancers would have jumped him together, just like they did that white man in Atlanta.
Are you kidding? The Hive is waiting, bitch. Jay-Z would never, because he knows.
You
if
ever
goes-
have you seen that video of the yellow jacket? Not the yellow jacket. What is it? What is the? It's like a bee, but it's not a bee.
Wasp?
The wasp that goes into the bee thing and kills the bee.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
the bees swarm it
Yes.
and overheat it and kill it. That is a representation of what would happen if Jay-Z interrupted any of Beyonce's performances.
He knows. He knew because they were throwing. Oh my god. They were throwing Beyonce CDs at Carrie Hilson. I got flued out. They were throwing They were throwing Beyonce CDs at Carrie Hilson. So imagine what they throw at Jay-Z. Like, please. Half the Hive hates him, and he knows. Beyonce drags his ass in front of a crowd that hates his ass every night, and I live.
but yeah, poor Cardi B. That was
Yeah.
fucked up.
And yeah, it's just really sad because it also like kind of, to me, it makes me nervous. I just think back to my mom's cousin who, her sister. So this cousin is my godmother. Her sister was stalked by an ex and killed by him. Stabbed by him actually back in the 80s.
Shit.
Yeah, I never met her because this was like back in the 80s before I was born, but she, that was how she died, and her daughter had to be raised by someone else. And, yeah, it's just really sad. And I think about that because I think about the fact that Cardi set a boundary and he's not respecting it at all. And it makes me nervous about how he could potentially escalate this because he's already, getting famous men involved, I think he was at a 21 Savage show, and 21 Savage got the whole crowd to say take Offset back. Fucking The Game was like, "Oh, I don't know none of y'all's business or nothing." He said, Now, I don't know all the dynamics between you two, nor does anyone else on the internet. But what I do know is you guys look great together, and with the marriage and addition of your beautiful baby girl, it's only right you guys reunite immediately for the good of you guys' family unit. Now, I don't know shit about your life, but let me give you some advice about how you're supposed to live it.
Right?
Like, nigga, weren't you just fucking a 17-year-old? Go worry about your life.
Oh, yikes. Also, how about y'all just tell Offset to, like, not cheat. Like, that.
50 Cent jumping in. 50 Cent mind everybody business but his son. Like, worry about your child, sis.
Not Dre. You call them Drea. I cannot.
Worry about your goddamn child. He always, because 50 Cent is always in everybody's business. I'm like, damn, sis, you need to start a blog.
Oh my God. He used to call it a piece of change or something.
You know? Like, honestly, T.I. really needs to shut the fuck up.
Y'all.
As many kids as he's had on Tiny.
T.I.'s ass, unequivocally, I believe. Cheating. Unequivocally, I believe that to ascertain the feelings of this situation. Like, girl, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck... Bitch, let me tell you something, bitch. Shut the fuck up. to quote the Queen, New York. Did y'all see her in that video she did for Fenty?
Yes.
Rihanna remains undefeated.
Making the dick sucking noises.
So good. Yeah. That was the video I was trying to find.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. That was,
are you talking about the grapefruit?
Noise.
No. Well.
Oh.
she does this sucking
sound.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
In the lipstick. She's like, this is for the girls who are like...
Oh no!
All right, so
she was like, and it still lasts afterwards. But anyway, yeah. So anyway,
we got a few minutes left.
Fuck him. Okay. Also, fuck Trick Daddy looking like a dust mite trying to defend Kodak Black in this video. Sorry, I forgot about that. This is still
not
on
a dust mite.
Outfit. He does. He looks so fucking dusty. His black jeans are faded as fuck.
Oh no,
girl, ashy as he want to be, just as ashy as he want to be. So ashy, you can see it on his jeans, girl. Like, please go in the house and put some lotion on and stop worrying about supporting pedophiles and rapists, please.
And here's some lotion for your ashy ankles. That'll make it even easier. Do you know where that's from?
Anyway, no, I don't actually. Where is that from?
Bebe's Kids.
Oh my God, that movie!
I haven't seen that in decades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Jean, you had some good news because let's end this on a good note. Why not?
All right, several good notes to end this on. Newsies, yeah. Newsies. Let's see. December 8th, about a few weeks ago or a few days ago, in Fantasy Springs Casino in Indio, California, Patricio Manuel is the first transgender man to compete in professional boxing, and he won. So, congrats to him. He's a 33-year-old trans man from Long Beach and currently lives in Boyle Heights now. I knew you were going to make that noise!
Long Beach.
Okay, but I mean, that's a good thing to come out of Long Beach.
Yes, we'll give it. We'll allow it.
And now he currently lives in Boyle Heights with his girlfriend, and so congrats to him. And he was also represented by Ashley Marie Preston. So, trans boxer represented by a trans woman. It's just beautiful trans love. And speaking of trans love, Miss Spain was represented in Miss Universe. She was the first trans woman in the Miss Universe pageant. She did not win. Wow. However, they did allow her to, she did some speeches, and I think it was pretty heartwarming and really inspiring what she said. It's a pretty long speech, but I'm just going to quote what Out Magazine had quoted her. If my going through this, all this contributes to the world moving a little step forward, then that's the personal crown that will always accompany me. So even though she didn't win, God. I mean, think about that. Think about what that means for a trans person to be in the Miss Universe pageant. It broke a lot of barriers, especially for folks who, I don't know, who always dreamed of being that woman, and now they can, you know? She just opened that door for, I would just I mean, first of all, she was representing Spain, which is, to me, is amazing. And then it'd be so amazing to see other countries have trans women represent their countries as well. So, and then speaking of people representing their countries, Miss Philippines ended up winning the Miss Universe pageant this year. So she is, her name is Catriona Gray. She's 24 years old, and she's
Queen.
Filipina Australian. And like I said, I was her
Australian from down under.
Her hair flip was amazing. When she won, she was like, I don't know.
Corky.
I think it was a good win for the Philippines, because the win before in 2015 was when Miss Pia Wurtzbach won, but like it was kind of controversial because Steve Harvey like didn't get her name, didn't say the correct country.
No.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so like this is like, I don't know, not to say like it wasn't a genuine win, but this is like a win with like, I guess, not as much controversy surrounding it.
I know they didn't bring his ass back. He could stay at home.
And I thought it was pretty interesting because so in 2015, Miss Philippines wore blue. This year she wore red, and the last time Miss Philippines won was in 1973. And she was wearing yellow, and so those are the primary colors of the Filipino flag. And I thought that was pretty interesting that like those wins kind of matched. But anyway, so that's some good news. Do you guys have anything else for us?
I think
nope, I think that's gonna cover it. I'm glad we were able to end on a good note.
Yeah, same.
All right, so we'll be back with the Dix guest. Just over here discoursing. You know, I had to do that for Renee because unfortunately his internet cut out. Yes, child, the ghetto. So he wasn't able to continue with us, as I'm sure you all noticed. And we're probably like, what the fuck? Like, why did he just like? It's like Family Matters when Judy goes up the stairs and never comes back down.
Oh no!
It's like Renee just like disappeared, and then you disappear.
What song is that?
That's Beyonce. Oof.
That was what that was?
That's what that was.
Oh, okay.
You know. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what were we gonna say, John?
I was just gonna say one more good thing I forgot to mention. Did you guys see the new Spider-Man yet?
No,
I haven't. But Mark said it's really good.
He got nominated for a couple Oscars already, I think, and it just came out, and it's the first Spider-Man he's like half black and half, I forgot, like I think he's Dominican or Mexican.
You're talking about Miles Morales?
Yeah, he's Dominican. He's Afro-Latino.
Yeah, because when I was watching the movie,
you're like, we know.
His mom had
I was just correcting.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, because I wasn't sure because in the movie her accent, I was like, where is she from? Because it doesn't sound like Mexican. It sounded more Dominican, but also New York. So,
yeah.
Anyway, the movie is really good. Everyone should go watch it, support it, because Miles Morales, also because it's a good movie. So, yeah.
T. Also, so is Widows. Go watch that.
Oh yeah, Widows is really, really good. Also, The Favorite is really good too. Go see that if you
is it,
Baze? Like, gowns. Yeah, that's what I said. Ooh. Well, did you have a different opinion? Did you see it?
No, I was just debating on watching it, but then I thought I would wait. Oh wait, one more. Did anyone see Roma?
No, not yet. But I've heard of all the gays have been watching it. So,
and
is it about white gays? Because if it is, I don't want to see it.
I can't pronounce her name, but the actress in Roma is on the cover of Mexican Vogue or Vogue Mexico, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh, I saw that. Is she indigenous?
Oh, she's in that?
Yeah.
Is that where she's from? Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm gonna go see that then.
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna try to pronounce her name, but it's Yalitza.
Oh yes, Alfonso Cuarón. He's the same.
And I think it's on. I think it's on Netflix now, so everyone can watch it.
It is on Netflix. Is it in black and white or something like that?
Yes.
Because I remember I was telling my mom about it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of this." I said, I told my mom, I said, "Yeah, the gays love this movie, so you might want to watch it." She goes,
"Oh yeah, Alfonso Cuarón also did my favorite Harry Potter movie, so I definitely need to go check that out. Okay.
Anyways,
So,
so here we are in the discourse.
Huh?
Oh, nothing.
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even finish the story, but okay.
Oh, finish the story, sis.
No, it's fine.
No, go ahead. And story.
No, it's fine. I mean, it was fine because like all she said was, "Oh, I don't want to watch that black and white shit," but it's fine. The moment was over. It passed.
Oh, is your mom one of those? She doesn't like arty films?
Oh God, I forget. You're like vaudeville incarnate. Oh God.
What? Oh my God! But that was such a dramatic reaction. I just like black and white movies. I like old movies. I like silent movies. Is that okay?
No, it's fine. I just forgot because you're like the pictures are the pictures
the pictures that got small.
The pictures that got small.
We didn't need voices back then. We had faces. What was this?
The discourse.
That movie was so dramatic and funny. Like I just like the way she was. Like put me in a fur coat and I'm literally like that. Yeah. So the discourse this week is about change. Changes. I actually don't know. I know there's a song called Changes, but I like lost it as I was starting to sing it.
It's
anyway.
Aerosmith.
Oh. Okay, I don't know who that is.
Aerosmith is Liv Tyler's dad, the guy who puts.
Oh yes, I do know who that is. Don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep because I miss you, baby.
Wait, actually, I don't think he's. It's the song is called Full Circle, but he says changes a lot.
Oh
yeah.
Okay. Anyway, our discourse this week is about changes and how we deal with the changes. I was just curious to know how y'all dealt with change. Like, are you good? And I guess this is a very general topic, but just like, how do you deal with like life changes? And you guys asked me to go first, so I will go. I don't do well with changes. Like, I really like a consistent schedule. But I don't like anybody to expect consistency out of me. So that's how I expect consistency out of everybody else and everything else, but I don't like anybody to expect consistency with me. Because I don't know what I'm going to feel like doing that day. You know what I mean? It's also why I don't, but it's also like, I don't know, like, but then it's interesting because like moving to New York, I think I like adjusted really well to moving to New York. Like I really like clicked with it. I didn't feel like I had culture shock when I moved here. And I don't feel like I just feel like I kind of like fell into place when I moved here. So I think I was like okay with it. But just in general, like changes to my life, like when I moved here and like started working like a physical like job that I had to go to, that was really hard for me because like I was used to just getting on the train and getting where I got when I got there. And then suddenly I had to be somewhere at a specific time, and it had been, you know, a few years since I had worked like a non telecommuting job, and so I was like, oh my god, like I gotta like show up and be there and do stuff, and so that was really hard for me to like adjust to at first. Dynamics of relationships are hard for me to adjust to sometimes. Like when a new person is introduced to the group, it like takes me a minute to be like, oh, okay, we're gonna be cool. Like at first I'm just like who is this? I'm like, who is this bitch?
She's territorial.
I am, because I'm like, okay, this is our friend group dynamic and I know what it is and I know how it is right now and this is what I'm comfortable with. Now you throw somebody else into the mix and it's like you mixing chemicals, you don't know what you're gonna get. So I just, you know, I'm wary.
You talking about an orgy now, or? I'm kidding.
Are you?
Of course you would take it there. I'm talking about.
She said mixing chemicals.
Oh gosh, she's talking about chemsex. Did you guys see Mariah Carey ParTy?
Yes.
Where she capitalized
the capital T. The capital
T.
She
accidentally capitalized the T in ParTy on one of her posts, and the gays gathered her right on together.
Oh
and
no!
She fixed it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure she was mortified. She said, what?
No. I feel like, you know what? I feel like Mariah gets into a little PMP.
Girl,
I feel it in my spirit. You know, I feel like sometimes when her and Nick Cannon was like first getting together, she was like, you know what?
Absolutely.
Look, a little Kim sex ain't never hurt nobody.
The elusive Methtus.
Okay. Oh!
Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Fix.
She said
it.
emancipation with a T. Capital T.
Oh, fuck. John.
Emancipation with a capital T. Oh my god.
John Rakeem, I have one photo in my hand.
No.
I'm sorry.
The girl who does not receive a photo.
Go on with the changes, Pace.
I was pretty much done. I don't know. I thought like I really had something.
I did that.
You're so stupid. I really had like a whole thing in my head, and then like I think it's because it's later than we're used to recording. I'm like blanking right now, but basically I don't do well with changes at all, and I was actually surprised at my ability to really adjust to it when I moved here. How about y'all? Have you had any life changes recently or within the past few years that you've adjusted to well or not well?
Yeah. I don't feel like I feel like I used to be good at it, but I feel like now I'm not. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like since September, my life has kind of been like drastically different. Since the first show I had, and like it's an adjustment because it's like I thought that the show was gonna be over, and then like my life was gonna be kind of like going back to normal, and that was not the case at all. And like I have not done well with like coping with that, or like figuring out what that's like, or like trying to plan and like schedule time for people and things. But it's weird though, because like before I felt like I used to be like really good at it, like when I was or like I used to be really good at like problem solving shit. Like I know like the first major change was like when I went from like private school to middle school, or private school to public school. That shit, like I actually thought I did really well with that first until the bullying started. That was dark. But yeah, I don't know. Do y'all
That's
think?
interesting. Oh, I was just gonna say that is interesting because I remember my mom actually the first day of 6th grade. My mom actually had to walk me around to like a couple of my classes because I was like terrified of starting middle school.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just remember like I always like had a thing about getting older, right? Like I like never wanted to become an adult. Like I've already said this. Like everybody else wanted to be an adult. I knew it was a scam from the jump, and so I was terrified of like the things that came with getting older. And like when I got to middle school, I was like, oh my god, like this isn't like I'm not in one class for the entire day. Like I'm gonna have to be in like 6 different classes, and what the fuck. Well, actually, at my middle school, we would have them alternating days. So I would have 3 periods Monday, and then the next 3 on Tuesday. And so like, but even that was like still crazy to me because it was like I'm in a bigger school. There's more kids. I have to relearn everything. There's so many people here that I didn't grow up with that I could say that, which I couldn't say about my elementary school. I had grown up with those kids, since kindergarten, so I knew everybody. And so it was just really like, it was terrifying. And so my mom, like, I remember like not wanting to go at all, and my mom like walking me to my classes, and then like within like a week, I was embarrassed that I had even done that. But I definitely needed it initially because I was like crumbling under the pressure of change.
John, what about you?
Well, I want to let both of you guys know that I think you deal pretty well with change. Like Baze, like you're in a whole new city now, and I think you're adapting pretty well. And Rakeem, like your show, you're propelling. Like both of you guys are doing things that it's growth, and you're doing well with your growth. But I'm putting a positive spin on it because
Thank you.
I like change. I'm an Aquarius, so we're airy, and we just like move around a lot. And also, I'm a nurse, and so this is just what I deal with on a daily basis. Like, someone comes in because I don't know, like a fractured leg, and then all of a sudden now they have pneumonia, so now we got to take care of that, and now they have like changes my job. And so we learned this thing in nursing school. The acronym is called ADPIE. That's ADPIE. you assess, you diagnose, you implement, and then you evaluate. So, like, if something happens, assess the situation, figure out what you're going to do what you think you're going to do, and then you evaluate it. And so, I don't know, that's what I've been taught in nursing school, and I kind of just use that my whole life, like, even with breakups or friendships or different changes. Like, even though change is happening, you can't just like stop in the middle of it and think and just like give up, right? Because for me, even though sometimes I did feel like that, like, and that I felt like giving up was an option, but it's not sometimes, because, you know, bills still have to be paid. There's still life the next day, and you can take a minute or a day or two and think about it, but eventually you're going to have to keep on going. And so I think that's how I deal with change, and that's how I've been dealing with it. So yeah, I mean, I like it, and sometimes like change, good or bad, as we're not staying stagnant. So I like change.
It's funny because I feel like part of like my job that I have now is I'm realizing that I've gotten comfortable in it. And so it's interesting because I've been approached by a few people recently within like the past week to do some really cool things. Some of them could potentially be money. All of them are things that would be in like my chosen creative field. And I want to hide, and I want to run away and hide, and like I would just want to say no. Part of it is I feel completely unqualified.
But they're
just like
but people are approaching you, right?
Yeah, but I'm still like I just feel like I'm still looking around like at the person they're supposed to really be asking, you know?
Oh, babe.
And so I think part of it is that fear of I've always said this, I've had to force myself to be a doer because I'm always naturally inclined to be a dreamer. And so it took everything in me to like force myself to be like, yeah, like, let's talk about this. Let's email, let's chat, let's have a conference call and all that other stuff. But the entire time I'm like, I just want to say no and just go back to like just living my normal life. You know, it like terrifies me. Like doing well actually scares me almost as much as failing.
Dang, that's real.
And so, yeah. So any change is not like, I don't do what would change.
No, I mean, I kind of felt that. Like, it does feel like that sometimes. And it's like, I don't know, because sometimes I think because we don't have like that safety blanket that a lot of other people have, like, and a lot of times that safety blanket is like whiteness. And so it's like when we risk something, like, you can really like fuck yourself up, you know? So we stay comfortable because you don't have the ability to just, some people don't have the ability to just like bounce back like that. So, you know, that's terrifying for some people. And it's like, you know, what happens if like, I remember like I haven't not had a job since like 2015, and like the thought of not having one like scares me sometimes, where it's just like, you know, John, like you've been telling me, like, you know, so, you know, stuff like that. So it's scary. So I get it.
But what do you guys, because you guys are obviously still doing your thing. So when you come into these bumps in the road, you know, with changes, how do you psych yourself out of it?
I just kind of, what I've been doing, I mean, like I said, this past week, is I kind of just forced myself to keep going. Because, I mean, when I moved out here, I told you guys, like, I cried as we like separated from each other. I cried in the shuttle bus to the airport. I cried in the line through security. You know, I cried on the flight. And then I got to New York and I was like, well, like, you know, I have no more tears left to cry. And
but you did it, babes.
I need to live here. I'm living here now, and this is my reality. I was terrified. I was like, I'm not going to have friends here. I'm not going to have the social life that like I had in LA. I'm like not going to be able to live my dreams the way that I want to. Like, I felt like I needed, I felt like I needed to be out here, but then like that, now that I was out here, I was like, oh my God, everything, I need to be back in LA. That's where I should have been. And like, this was the wrong decision. And then like FOMO and feeling like I was like left out. And this week, again, like the fear of like doing anything, the fear of, I guess also the fear of being told that I'm not good enough, of having someone like, I still feel like they're going to be like, never mind, and there's the fear of that. And so like just the fear of change, no matter what. I don't know what direction it can change in, but I know it's going to change, and that scares me. And so it makes, so I just kind of have to tell myself, like, in those moments, everything in me wants to just say no, and wants to just run and hide. But like, I've just kind of reminded myself of, the time when I was so afraid of change that I stayed in my room all the time, and I shut myself away from the world, and I had no life, and I lived vicariously through, my one friend, and listened to all of the things she was doing in her life. And I think back to that, and I'm like, I don't want to ever go back to that. And so I think in those moments, I'm just like, you just have to move forward. You don't want to regress. You don't want to go backwards. So, the potential of this propelling you forward is worth embracing that change.
Agreed.
But and I think it helps, like, these situations of when you're facing change, it helps you grow, and it adds more tools to your arsenal. Like, I was talking to one of my friends about this, and it's kind of like, how Batman has a utility belt, and every single pocket there's a different thing for a different situation. I think like that's how we are as people. Like, we've gone through these changes, and so when we hit this obstacle, we're already well equipped because we've been through something similar. And so when we experience this, we have to remember, okay, I've been through this before. What did I do in the past? And I'll just add that to what I already have, like, I'll pull this one trick out of here, and then I'll have another trick ready to go. And then, and that way, and if something comes again, like, you're ready. And I think that's what helps people. Like, I think change should be looked at a little more, with a little bit more positivity. I used to, like, I mean, you guys were telling me in the imposter syndrome episode, like, I felt like shit at oh wow, I just said where I worked. Please
I can believe it up.
I felt like shit at my new job at this hospital, where like I felt really unqualified. Like, I don't even have my bachelor's degree, and I'm in the process right now of going back to school, and I feel really like underqualified compared to everyone else who's been to all these really elite colleges. But here I am. I got promoted in less than a year. I got another job, like another position, and like, I don't know, I feel more confident. Like, I was scared shitless when I first started. You guys remember? I used to have like little mini panic attacks before I went to work, and now I'm like, I feel really well equipped, because now when these like other people approach me, or this different scenarios, like, I have these tools in my arsenal to just like whip out, and here it goes. And then like, luckily I have a support system, and I feel like, if we just take a moment and think about, what have we done in the past? What have we done to get this far? And like, how can we add that to the problem in front of us? So yeah.
And so that makes it worth it.
Exactly.
To take that risk.
And then once you get past this obstacle that's in front of you, you're ready for the next one. And then you're like even better.
I think that's also the part of the fear too, is of the unknown, is like, if I fail, then I know that I'm a failure. But if I win, I have to keep winning and maintain that winning.
I actually I read something. Oh my God, let me see if I can find the screenshot really quick, because it was like super profound. Oh, you know what? It's on my Facebook. I can find it that way. But it was this guy who was kind of talking about what success means as like being a person of color. And he said, okay, his name is Brian Tyree Henry. I think he's from Atlanta. And he says, I haven't had a chance to give myself praise, because I always feel like I still got to do this, which is something that we do, especially as POC. You spend a lot of time being told what you can't do. And when those moments of success come, you're trying to figure out how to top that. And I was like, yeah, like the moment you get something, you're like, okay, well, how do I sustain it so that way people don't feel like I'm a fraud? Like, how do I do this again?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what we have to think, because you always have to feel like you have to be, like, we're not allowed to be lazy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. This good word. I actually needed to hear this. This is like the perfect time for me to hear all of this stuff.
Oh. All right. Well, I'm glad.
Any last thoughts? I mean, this was a very short discourse. Yeah. Last.
Just don't be afraid of change, because it could be something positive.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We have a letter.
Yes. So we're done discoursing. Now we're going into the letters. I just need to just do that for Renee. Like when he gets on some quality internet.
Oh my God.
That's just me. When I get internet, it's over for you, hoes.
It's over for you, hoes. And also, we're gonna have him do. We're gonna flew him out, and we're gonna have him do the Lilo and Stitch voice. Yes.
Oh, I can't. Oh, yikes.
Honestly, if this is why it would be perfect if Renee moved out here, because he could either record with me here, or could record at Mark's office. See, Renee, you just need to move to New York.
You hear that, Renee? Don't fear change. Move to New York.
Yeah, don't fear change. Move to New York. Fuck the MTA. Yes, true. Move to New York. I'm here. So they said, "Hola, podcasters," and my Duolingo tells me that means hello. I've been replaying your Cock Destroyer episode over and over, though mostly just on the Cock Destroyer section. If you could be a destroyer of something, what would it be? I'd be a Republican destroyer. The American government is supposed to protect everyone, but not for me. The day of rest.
Oh my God.
That's question number one, and then there's the second question. So, what would you guys be destroyers of? I would be destroyer of. Wait, one of you guys go.
I want to destroy the patriarchy.
Ooh.
I want to destroy who's ever making decisions about the MTA in New York City. I need somebody with competence.
And I would destroy the current art world system.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can I change my? I would destroy the publishing system of only wanting to publish
all of our
systems of color that deal in pain and tragedy porn. That's what I want to destroy. Thank you.
I want to destroy our American healthcare system, because it's like number 52 in the world. Like, come on.
Well, the Republicans are trying, girl.
No, I mean they're doing a different type of destroying. I know. I want better healthcare for everybody, and like working in that. Like, I know I work in the healthcare field, but God, like knowing the ins and outs of it really makes me sad.
I destroyed Tumblr. Oh wait.
Oh, self-destruction.
So question number 2. Renee's stands have been donned the Renadiators. What would everyone else's stands be called? Mine would be called the Hunties, I think.
Mine's called people.
Oh, people. Mine's called the Water Tribe.
The what?
Girl. Oh,
Water Tribe with a capital T. No, I'm kidding.
Girl, she is on with a capital T. Is that what you're gonna say? Water Tribe with a capital T, bitch.
I'm kidding. No capital.
Log the fuck out, okay? Log the fuck out. End this call. I have to go to bed. So, this is too much.
Yeah. What's the next question?
Next question.
Well, next question. See ya.
I still dead that she said that. Next question. See ya.
She was shook. Okay. She was like,
They honey roasted us, and you know what? I need it this week, so I'm going to read it.
Okay.
On a more serious note, I want to say thank you to all of you for what you do. Every episode, you have me reflecting on current events, laughing at Rakeem and Baze poking at John's anti-blackness, Renee's 24-hour jokes, Rakeem's kink shaming, and Baze always being ready to fight. You make my commute to predominantly white and privileged university bearable. You four are part of my mental health routine. Sinceramente. And then they said their name, but I don't know if I... So I'm assuming... No, I'm not assuming. I know because of Duolingo that sinceramente means sincerely.
What gave that away?
Fluent.
I like that honey roast. That honey roast is
hunties.
basically a synopsis of every episode.
It really is, yes. Oh, come on, synopsis.
Oh.
Yes.
Foreshadowing synopsis.
We love she said foreshadowing synopsis. John, are you a writer?
You know, I might change my career from a nurse to I don't know.
She said bylines are you can read my pieces at
my OnlyFans.
Oh God.
Oh no.
What if somebody did start like an
for,
OnlyFans vote for their writing? Could you imagine?
Oh wow.
Well, that's what Patreon is for. Never mind. Who's that?
Anyway.
Do we have any thanks to give out this
Thanks,
week?
shout outs.
Rakeem?
No, I'm
Nope.
good. No, yeah. Oh wait, Rakeem, your show.
What?
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have a show up right now at the it's at the Little Tokyo Arts Complex, and it is well, right now the hours are a little bit weird, so just DM me if you want to go see it. And it's open on Saturday and Sunday, and then on the weekdays it'll be open by appointment, so you just have to let me know, and then people can come and let you in.
Oh, appointment.
Oh.
But yeah,
A little
other than
private
that,
tour.
y'all.
Yeah, I don't know. Thank you to everybody that's been coming up to me lately. I really appreciate you. It's nice to know we have listeners in New York. I said this before, but it never gets old. I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Wait. We gotta say our stuff. So you can find us everywhere at Podcast of Color, except for the Twitter, because the motherfuckers still haven't given us the thing that they don't even the at that they don't even use. So it's Trash of Color at on Twitter. Yeah. Please don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel, because we got a YouTube channel, so we YouTubers. Just like at the button I'm pointing to down there. Yeah, thank you. And don't forget to leave reviews on iTunes, because that helps a great deal.
And we actually
don't forget
read
to write
those.
into us.
We read those,
Yeah,
and
we
they're
do.
really sweet. So thank y'all when
And
you
they make
leave
us feel
them.
good. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And thank you for sticking with us.
Yes.
Okay. Wait, are we on?
Yeah.
Are we on for next week? Is Christmas?
Maybe not.
Okay, so we'll see y'all.
We'll keep y'all posted.
Yeah.
But
All
don't plan on seeing
With a
it.
capital T.
Oh,
Okay, that's it.
okay.
That's it. We're out. This podcast is executively produced by Aaliyah J. Daniels, LaShawn McGee, Damian Pelliccioni, Christopher Rodriguez, John Kagandahan, Hakeem Cunningham, Baze White, and Renee Hernandez.